During Jesus' life and his passages through Jerusalem and the other cities he visited, getting his attention was a very difficult task. Few people were able to talk to Jesus because of the huge crowds that surrounded him at all times. And yet, people tried in various ways to get him to talk to them, because often just by talking to Jesus, people were blessed and received miracles. So how did these people manage to get Jesus' attention? Watch this video to the end and I'll show you the most important attitudes that led Zacchaeus to not only talk to Jesus, but to receive a visit from him at his home.
Who was Zacchaeus?
Zacchaeus was a tax collector in the city of Jericho. And not just any tax collector, he was the head of the publicans. That means he was responsible for all the tax collectors in the area and, as you can imagine, he was very wealthy. Now, the publicans weren't very popular with the Jews. In fact, they were rather despised. Why? Because they were seen as collaborators with the Romans, the oppressors of that time. And to make matters worse, many publicans were corrupt and extorted money from people. So you can imagine how Zacchaeus was viewed by his community.
Where did Zacchaeus meet Jesus?
Zacchaeus met Jesus in Jericho during Jesus' time there. Jericho is a historic city located about 25 kilometers northeast of Jerusalem. It is one of the oldest cities in the world and has rich biblical history.
Jesus meeting with Zacchaeus.
Jesus was passing through Jericho and a large crowd was following him. Zacchaeus, a tax collector and a chief publican, heard that Jesus was in the city and wanted to see him. But there was a problem. Zacchaeus was short and couldn't see Jesus over the crowd, so what did he do? He ran ahead of the crowd and climbed a sycamore tree to get a better view of Jesus. When Jesus reached the place where Zacchaeus was, he looked up and said,
"Zacchaeus, come down quickly, for I must stay at your house today."
Zacchaeus came down quickly and received Jesus with great joy. What's more, he stood up and said to the Lord,
"Lord, behold, I give half of my possessions to the poor. And if I have defrauded anyone of anything, I will repay him fourfold."
Jesus answered,
"Today there has been salvation in this house. For this one is also a son of Abraham. For the Son of Man has come to seek and to save that which was lost."
Zacchaeus' posture and attitudes.
Considering Zacchaeus' attitude, what does this mean in practical terms?
Humility.
Climbing a tree was an act of humility and even shame for a man of his social standing. It showed that he was willing to put his dignity and pride to seek Jesus.
Persistence.
He showed his persistence and determination in overcoming obstacles to achieve his goal.
Overcoming.
The tree can be seen as a symbol of spiritual elevation, representing Zacchaeus' effort to rise above his worldly and sinful circumstances in search of a clearer vision of Jesus. Did you like this story? Then be sure to check out our other videos, share and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. See you next time.